Okay guys, thought I'd give you an update on my seedlings for the spring 2014 garden. What I have here is a 2-inch PVC pipe frame that I'm using to suspend my 4-foot shop lights. These are the shop lights I used last year for my seedlings, and last year I had a couple of Rubbermaid shelving units on each side of that table to support the horizontal 2x4s, a decking board, piece of floor in there. It's just scrap wood that I put some hooks into to suspend the chain from the shop light. But I put those Rubbermaid shelving units in my greenhouse. So got my seedlings started and tried to figure out what I was going to do, because I didn't want to move them to the greenhouse as long as we're getting below freezing at night, and I just didn't want to put heat in there yet. So I usually try to move them out and harden them off in about the middle of April, and so I decided I had to create some means to suspend those 3 4-foot shop lights there, and they did great last year. You don't need grow lights at all. They're just 4-foot 2-tube fluorescent shop lights, and so it just kind of dawned on me that yeah, I can build a PVC frame, and that's what I did. This past Friday, I just said, well, you know, I think I'll do that. So as I was going to home improvement store to pick up something else, I just quickly jotted down the supplies I thought I'd need. And what I did was I chose 2-inch PVC, and you could use 1.5, and that'd be fine. But since I also had in mind something else I was going to use this PVC pipe for, I went ahead and used the PVC 2-inch. And as you can see, you can get a rough idea about how I did this. It didn't take very long at all. I did make some changes as I was building it, because I wanted to be able to adjust that height in a couple of different ways. So what I ended up buying was 4 10-foot lengths of that 2-inch PVC. I bought 8 3-ways and 8 90-degree elbows right there, and I knew I was going to use this table again. That's a vinyl tablecloth, so if it gets water on it, it's no problem. So I just measured the table. What I wanted to be able to do is just kind of without breaking the whole thing down and getting it in the door, which is a 3.0 door, 36-inch door. I decided I was not going to glue it, and I could just probably take that top part off to get it in the door, and ultimately that's what happened. So I measured the table. It's 32 inches from the top of the table to the floor. It's 32 inches wide, and it is 43, I think it's 43 inches long. So 32 by 32 by 43. So essentially what I did was I made the inside measurement there about 33, 34. It's 4 foot tall, 48 inches long. So that's what it took. It took 4 10-foot lengths. I was actually short one 12-inch piece, and I happen to have an extra one lying around. So it took 8 elbows, 8 3-ways, and basically 41 feet of that 2-inch PVC to construct. And all I did was measure it, mark it, and use the Sawzall to cut it very, very quickly. As I said, no glues involved, so I can break it down in a snap, either reuse the PVC or just keep it for next year. So what I like to do is to get the seedlings started. I usually do that in February because I have heat in this house, and it's not my residence, but I do keep heat in this house, and so I just get them a good start, and then I'll harden them off for about 2 weeks, and I am going to use my greenhouse for that this year. And let me just walk around here and turn the shot lights on. I've got them plugged into that power strip, as you can see, so I'll just go ahead and turn that on. There's the light, and there's my setup. I've got them down probably 5 inches from the top of the seed tray. So I only have 4 seed trays here. I've got these are spring onions, and on the other side here, those are candy onions. They're my tomatoes, and these are sweet bell pepper. I've got 2 varieties of bell peppers and 2 varieties of tomatoes there. I do have some squash. I've never tried putting my squash seed in seed trays and then setting them out. So I said, I believe I'll go ahead and try that, especially since I do have that greenhouse. And I like yellow crookneck squash, so that's what I have. But I don't have those in this particular location. They haven't germinated yet. When they do, I'll bring them over here, rearrange the seed trays, and then put those under the lights until I get ready to set them out. Again, I usually do that mid to late April. Usually late April is the last frost date here, so I don't like to put things out before that last frost, or I feel certain that we've had that last frost. So they're usually a pretty good size. So I've got way more tomatoes and way more sweet bell pepper than I need, but you know, I'll cull them out. I'll give a few away if I feel like that would be necessary. My green onions, I love the green onions. Love those sweet candy onions as well. So that's the setup. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on what's going on with my garden this year. I would highly recommend, let me go ahead and sit this camera on the tripod, put that in place so I can get back over. There you go. Sorry about all the movement. I would highly recommend you build one of those frames. They're great. As I said, it probably took me an hour at the most to build this, and you can reuse the PVC. I don't remember all the cost associated with it because I will reuse it. You'll get years of service out of this if this is all you use it for. It's a whole lot neater than what I had last year with those Tupperware made shelving units. No, they were Rubbermaid, I'm sorry, Rubbermaid. These shot lights, again, you know, you can pick these things up for $12, $14, $16 depending on your area of the country. Standard size bulbs. You don't need grow light bulbs, as I said, and I keep them low because you don't want the seedlings to get real leggy. If you wanted to adjust this, this is a 12-foot section. You could replace these four 12-foot corners, 12-inch corners with something, yeah, maybe 6 inches. You know, pull up the chain a bit, hook it about midway, get them even closer. Those fluorescent tubes are not hot at all, so you can touch them. They will not burn the tender seedlings. So as I said, this is just scrap. This is a piece of scrap oak flooring. This is old 2x4. That back board is an old decking board. And as I said, I just put hooks. I screwed hooks in them. Kept these from last year. So it's easily storable. Doesn't take very much room at all. I just box these lights back up, put them in a corner, and break them out for the next year. So if it gives you an idea, go for it. It goes together really simply. Got a little bit of expense in it. I don't know, maybe $50. You know, the 3-ways are expensive. Those elbows, 2-inch, you know, they're kind of expensive, especially when you get an 8 of each. But again, you can justify it. You'll certainly get your money back out of the produce. Plus, you can use this multiple years. So, hope it gives you a good idea. Good luck to you. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'll talk to you later.